Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to source for all things Rocket League, with your hosts, K-Cube, Quilly, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
3, 2, 1. We did it.
I think you did it. I didn't do it.
I know. I did do it. I did do it.
the button. He hit the button.
He did the
sync,
thing.
A sync clap is a new thing for us. We're continuing to try and level up the content here.
We're getting fancy.
For the Reels short form content. That's really what it's all for, right? That's all the attention span's got now.
Mm-hmm.
Fast paced, brain rot, skibbity, Yahoo.
Get the subway servers up.
Yeah, Minecraft parkour. That's actually what Red is doing right now. He's currently filming our Minecraft parkour.
Yeah, dude, don't worry, I got you.
If you hear spam typing, it's him just parkouring.
Get the AI voiceover, some Reddit post.
And if there's
this
any
is a
screens,
story
it's because we're in
about
the
how my mom is my dad and cheated on me with my sister's brother-in-law.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right.
Am I the asshole?
Clip it. Views. Easy. 300K views easy.
But with that, hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube in the top left. In the top right, we have Red, and in the bottom is Quilly. How's it going, gentlemen?
Going good. Except that we're done with Rocket League now for a while until Worlds.
What? No.
Well,
we got EWC in 2 weeks.
And besides RLCS, not including EWC, I'm just talking RLCS.
Fair. That's fair.
No official Rocket League outside of back to France.
Back to France. You can't say back to France when we're going back to Dickies. Back to Dickies. Like for the third time.
This is the most spamming of the same crap season of all time, dude. We've really got Boston, Paris twice, and Dickies again.
So
wait, I just realized we're at the point now where
Dickies chat disabled for 3 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say like chat disabled. We're chat disabled now, so we can't do Dickies again. We've hit the limit.
You've set you have to knock on wood now. You can't. What limit?
If you say Dickies 3 times, Monkey Moon appears.
But speaking of Dickies, speaking of the World Championship, on today's episode, we're diving straight into the OCE tiebreaker match. Our thoughts and analysis before we give our thoughts on the winners of the LCQ for NA, EU, SAM, and MENA. And then we'll close out by recapping our predictions, diving into the LCQ matchups that we have, and whether we're buying, selling, or holding stock on all the 4 LCQ teams that have punched their spot in the play-ins. And then we'll finish off, as always, with our Quilly Movie Club and our Quilly question. Are you gentlemen ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the OCE tiebreaker, we'll talk about that one first. I feel like that's an easy one to talk about. And that is a series in which wildcard win 4-1. I don't know about you guys, but it really never looked like power was in the series. Like, they scored a couple of goals, they won a game in overtime, but like really, I think that they were lucky to get a game. I think wildcard came ready to play, and I don't think power had the answer.
Yeah, I mean, it looked very uncharacteristic for a power roster that has competed very closely with this wildcard roster all season. It was kind of sad to see. I think that this was the one series the entire LCQ that we were all like hoping went the distance, and it was the cinema that we were expecting it to be, and it just felt pretty one-sided.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say I'll give Power some credit. Out of the first 5 games, they were all 1-goal games. So like they weren't all terribly out of reach. They were playing balls to the wall. Haram ball. I think they were playing Haram ball, and it didn't click. Wildcard stayed composed and just found easy goals. There was a handful of goals that they found where there was literally no one on the power side of the field. And a huge shout out to Fiber, who went off. I didn't get his final goal count, but every single time a goal was scored, it pretty much said Fiber has scored, or goal for Fiber, whatever the Rocket League saying is. Fiber was on one in the offensive half of the field. Unfortunately, wasn't enough because, again, they came up short. I think like I said, all the games were 1 goal except for the final one that was, I think, 5-1. A little bit brutal to go out like that, but it really seemed like at some point maybe like things would start clicking and they'd build some momentum, but it just never came. And unfortunately, they stayed up till 10 o'clock for nothing.
So I'm in the ball chasing group. Fiber had 4 goals, Super Lucky had 2, and Gus had 3. Um, Fiber also had 10 saves. Super Lucky had 4. Gus had 5. So Fiber leading in pretty much every statistical category for power. He is, in my opinion, the reason that they won Game 4 to even extend the series. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were doing. They were playing a super hyper aggressive play style and overcommitting. It seemed like almost every time, and like I feel like Wildcard did not have to work very hard for some of their goals, where Power was having to, you know, first, second, third chance were the only way they were scoring their goals. So, congratulations to Wildcard. You've now clinched your spot at Worlds. You've also clinched your spot at the Esports World Cup. So big for them. And
The $30,000 match, the minimum $30,000 match.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we
like-
that's what we said.
At minimum, and then throwing on EWC on top of that. That's you're essentially. I think the final number was like $100 and something thousand that you just at least put your foot forward. Like might be the most valuable best of 7 match in recent history, just in one match.
Now imagine if one of those players leads in one of the 3 statistical categories and just spawns another 92,000 on top of it.
Yeah.
So CJ was talking on the broadcast, and he was saying that this is not as big of a match as they've had in OCE, because last season in Open number 6, it was a match for Major 2, for Worlds, and for EWC. So that's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that's back when they were only a 2-team region too.
Exactly.
Seems like just yesterday. This wouldn't even been a problem. They both would have just been happy.
Also, we do have to mention before we jump over to the LCQ, Fiber and the Power Boys left the match early, with about 5 seconds left. Fiber had enough; he was gone, and then Locky was was close behind him there. I understand a tough way to go out, but I mean, I feel like he kind of got to stay to the end of the match. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean, it's better than what SSG did way back when.
Oh, this is very true. Yeah,
Is
very
it
true.
better? Is it? I think what
But-
SSG did is better because at least the stats aren't harmed.
The stats are absolutely harmed when you don't play the game and allow them to put double digits on your forehead.
Yeah, but
But
I mean,
hour and a half tech boss.
at that point, Wildcard had like set down the controllers too. Like everyone like realistically stopped playing for the most part, but it was like, hey, could have just like, seen it out. But hey, at the end of the day, not, didn't set the controllers down. It didn't affect the competitive integrity of the match. Just it happened. So I feel the need that we got to talk about it at least a little bit,
Yeah,
But
I mean, at the end of the day, it's 5 seconds.
yeah, in a 5-1 game.
Yeah.
So, but LCQ time. We'll talk about our predictions at the end, but man, we did not do very good. But
Quilly especially did not do very good.
Wow. No one can
But
go.
again-
we can't be playing, but outside of foot, there was like no consistency across the board.
All right.
Everything was all over the place. Yeah,
I
but
think we all
Stallions
said all
lost.
right.
No,
I think we
I
all
had
said
alright
all right.
picked. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
I had
There's no
alright
consi-
picked.
there was no consistency like throughout like the good teams and all of the regions.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the regions, and we'll start at EU. We'll go through the matches, then we'll give our thoughts and analysis on that. So starting out in the top 6, we have Magnolia falling to No Balls Just Chase 2-4, and we have Volare taking down Triple Pop in 7. And then moving into the top 4, we have Mate Itapa taking down No Balls Just Chase 4-1, and we have Volare taking down KDOP Corp in 6. So that's a crazy result. And moving into the grand finals, we have Mate Itapa taking down Valer in Game 7. It was tied with about a minute to go, and then Mate Itapa able to take the game winner to claim their region spot. And for people who are wondering again who that team is, that's AJG, Dorito, and Atomic, and Volare was Crispy, Tox, and Growly. So a couple of storylines to talk about. First, this is the first land for AJG since the incident. Since he missed an open net so bad they kicked him out of the region. Secondly, this is I've lost count at this point, honestly. This is how many times for Tox where he's finished one place outside of a land qualification? Like 8 or 9
Oh yeah,
now?
no, it's so many. I feel so
we're
bad
approaching
for the
double
guy.
digits.
Like,
Or is
He
edging
was
lands?
a menace in that grand final series.
oh, I mean, he was doing everything he could, but at the end of the day, like, it was just like it was an absolute battle. I mean, that grand final matchup. If there was bloodshed in Rocky League, there would have been bloodshed. That's how badly each team wanted this. Like, they were truly putting everything they had out there.
So Atomic with 9 goals, Growly with 4, Dorito with 6, Crispy with 4, Tox with 3, and AJG with no goals on 19 shots.
19 demos.
But AJG also had 14 saves, only to be dwarfed by Tox with 23. Tox
Yeah.
was not going down without a fight, but yet again, one step short. One step short.
And I mean, you fight the gauntlet that you did to get there too. I mean, you have a triple pop roster who is one of the most mechanical individual rosters I've seen in a while in a three series. I mean, each player, like, you would see them go up and it's like, okay, you do not give them space, otherwise this is just goal. Like, they're gonna pull off something crazy. And then you face K-Dot Core and easily were not the favorites in that series. Beat them 4-2, which was insane. I will say K-Dot Core did not play good at all. That was bad. Not to take away from Volare's fantastic game plan though. And
So also
by one goal.
Yeah.
One goal.
So Triple Pop, one of the most mechanical teams that you mentioned. Osaft kind of exploding onto the scene in 1v1. How old is Osaft?
Oh, he's 15, isn't he? Pretty sure they talked about it on the stream.
Osaft is 16, soon to be 17.
16. Okay.
How about Bibaba?
Oh, he's also like 15, about to be 16 or something.
He is 15. Yep. So Motion is 19. Also, he was Little Motion on the broadcast. So if you saw him there, this is also the same Motion that had a year-long ban for his match throwing with Young Money Clan.
That's where I've heard the name before. Okay, that makes more sense.
Exactly. Yep. So a good showing from Triple Pop, but not good enough. Phenomenal showing from Valer, and not quite good enough. People might know Crispy. He played in CRL. People probably should know Tox because he's been around. And people might know Growly from his team was Scrub Killa and their run in regional with Hogan mode. But Growly is 21. Tox is 23. And Crispy is 20.
I mean, it was essentially
quite a bit of an age difference.
Unks versus New Gen. It was exactly that Valer versus Triple Pop matchup, and it kind of showed how much experience really matters in the competitive scene. The only reason that Valer roster, I think, won that series was because they have the experience to be able to make those adjustments mid-series and continue to just absolutely exploit them. That's exactly what they did.
Quilly, what are your thoughts
on EU?
Yeah.
In totality or the series specifically?
In totality. The LCQ in totality.
What do we say? We had 2 teams that we picked collectively, and they both got first rounded on Sunday. So literally, that's the name of the game with LCQ, and since it was on Sunday, it's any given Sunday. We're bringing that quote back. As you can see, glad and proud. I will say, I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but the tweet that just recently surfaced about the K-Dop core situation seemed like there's trouble in paradise. Razier's tweeted out. I didn't read the full tweet yet, but pretty much saying that Radosin made this the most miserable experience of his life, and he hated the entire experience of the LCQ because of Radosin. He said, I believe, that him and Joyo were miserable doing this with Radosin. So I don't know. I think job security, Radosin luck has ran its course. I think now he is not only possibly a playing liability, he may now be a personality liability if what is being said is true. Because Joyo's like one of the most relaxed human beings I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't think that guy has ever cared about anything ever. And if you're making that guy's life miserable, you have to be trying your damnedest. So that is, I guess that's some of the reasoning for what happened here. I don't know if it's copium from Razier's part or what, or if there's any truth to it. But yeah, there's when there's smoke, there's fire, and if that fire is big enough, it may prove troublesome for Radosin finding teams in the future. But it seems to be the reason why that ship sank early. But yeah, and that Magnolia, they just kept landing stupid goals. Is it Eugen's hero ball? Is it Rise first time back in EU in a hot minute, and he goes from getting shit on it by NA shitters to now struggling with EU? Is it over for him? What's the deal? Is he washed?
I could tell you the main reason that team lost, and it is in the other Englishmen in Toxic. Even the casters kind of talked about this a lot during the entire series. Is Toxic as a last man is not good, not at all. The couple games back, or it was what? How many games they won? The 2 games that Magnolia won, I think they put Rise as the last man.
Yeah,
which great adjustment, but good lord, make it sooner. I mean, like you not to take away from the casters because they know ball. They absolutely know ball, and they can see it as like when it's happening on the pitch. But I mean, Toxic could not handle being a last man against the no balls just chase roster. Sharky, which I love the no balls just chase roster because genuinely a majority of those names you have never heard of them at all. Shark might be the first like Irish player that is like notable that we've heard of in a long time.
And Shark and Prozy are making some waves in the Esport Nations Cup, but other than that,
okay.
you are correct. Yes,
but yeah, otherwise, like in RLCS terms, never heard of these guys. But Shark absolutely showed out in that series. Absolutely abused the fact that Toxic was struggling as a last man, whether it was nerves, whether it was just rotations, whether it was just they just had his number, but they absolutely exploited him to the fullest, and that's why they got the 4-2 victory. And again, this was another series that they were very much not the favorites. Magnolia was heavy favorites, especially with the likes of Joyo in that squad. Or no, sorry, not Joyo. Rise? Yes, Rise. Sorry, I got the moist esports players mixed up there. But with Rise, with the what was supposed to be the French prodigy, the next Zen and Eugen. I mean, how do you not perform? I don't understand it. Like these are all guys that have been there, done that, and they just absolutely crumbled.
So hear me out. And again, potential drama with KDOP Corp removed from this. Does this make both teams better? Razier's for Toxic, straight up.
I think KDOP Corp stays the same, if not worse. I think that's just a negative trade for KDOP Corp. I think it makes Magnolia better, but I don't think you could maybe make the case if Toxic is not last man for KDOP Corp, but I don't know where he'd slot in with Radosin and
Joyo plays 30. He's like Daniel.
Joyo. Okay. Then I mean maybe, but still I think I still think it would be. I don't think it'd matter. Generally, I think you saw this roster; they still lose with how they played.
Fair. I mean, but also Mate Itapa had Dorito, and Dorito is a defensive black hole.
Whatever the opposite
Yeah.
of Grape is.
Yeah.
No, he's actually. So if we're talking about defense, I'm taking cheese over Dorito.
Egg.
Quillian, I know how you feel about that. Dorito was atrocious on defense, and I'm a little bit surprised that they won.
I mean, when you have Atomic and AJG just pulling the way they did, it's not. I mean, Atomic had 8 goals in their series against Still Ballster's Chase. Like 8 goals, 7 saves, 22 shots. It's interesting that the series, you can tell like when teams demo and then don't demo. Like it is just kind of wild just how much teams will kind of switch that up. Like there are some teams that will demo a specific team like 20, 30 times, and then you get a series like Mate Itapa versus No Balls, and the most demos was AJG with 12. His teammates had 5 each. And it's like, okay, so we played some civilized, some ethical ball.
Some gentlemanly Rocket League.
Some gentlemanly Rocket League, indeed. Not to be confused with Gentleman Rocket League.
We'll say, like grand finals, all of them except for one goal game. So, and it went to 7. So it's the banger you can ask for. Possibly one of the biggest bangers of the weekend. Yeah, of the weekend as we will talk about, such inconsistency between the great teams. This was a banger of a grand finals.
That is a good a place as any to transition us over to Sam. And moving into Sam, we have Fofachos and playing Plot Twist, in which Plot Twist wins in 5. Then we have Big O's sweeping Disaster Class. And then moving into our top 4, we have BS Plus Competition taking down Plot Twist 4-2. And we have Big O's defeating Nova Drift in 7, which set up a grand finals that everyone assumed BS Plus Competition would be able to win. And BS Plus Competition goes to 7 and loses with Big O's, who take our LCQ spot from BS Plus Competition. All 3 of us, I think, predicted BS Plus Competition across the board. They dropped 2 games in Swiss, they swept groups, and they swept through playoffs. They dropped 2 games to Plot Twist, and then dropped 4 to Big O's, who get the job done. They were, they were up 3-1. They fought off a tough OT loss in Game 6 and ended up losing in 7. And Big O's, for people who, again, are not familiar, that's Knight, Drafinho, and Bems, who defeated BS Plus Competition, which was KV1, CRN, and Wisty. So Drafinho back on LAN. Yep. Fortnite L dance, the shushing, whatever you want to do. The finger that Drafinho gave. His personality is back on LAN. So Quilly, I started with Red last time. Quilly, what are your thoughts on the Sam as a whole, Sam region as a whole for this LCQ, and what are your thoughts on Big O's?
I unfortunately was working on that on Sunday morning, so I didn't get a chance to fully watch it, but I was able to tune into some of the Plot Twist or was it Saturday? Which day was Sam?
Friday, I think.
Friday. Sam Friday? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have my big boy job. That's what it was. Big boy job on Friday. So I was a little bit preoccupied with that, but I was able to watch up until the BS Plus and the Plot Twist match because I was rooting for the Plot Twist guys. I'm pretty sure I think they were my pick.
Yeah, because they have Sosa.
Yeah.
No, I think we all picked. I think we all picked BS Plus, but your backup team was Plot Twist.
Yeah. I said, don't be surprised if they win this somehow. I said, this was my grand finals. It wasn't a grand finals. They kind of got smacked around a little bit. It was not. No, it went to 6. They kind of got smacked around a little bit. So after that, it's like, I'm going back to work. My horse in the race is gone. But unfortunately, I did miss out on banger after banger because, like we were talking about, Drafinho, back better than ever. Getting to be back on the LAN stage where we didn't know if he'd ever be back there again after the Team Secret downfall, after being traded away from Furia, thrown away like fodder, and pretty much just saying, hey, we don't rock with you no more, homie. But he finds his way back. Yes, it was a huge performance out of them, and obviously you see from the pure joy, or I can't even say joy, it was pure hatred and fueling them. Well, I don't know what it was. Cortisol's through the roof. They wanted nothing more than to win this and win it out of spite, hate, whatever you want to call it. They looked just at the immediate emoting. As soon the second the series ends, four came in that grand finals. It's all of them emoting. I don't even want to imagine what was coming through those microphones. Um, yeah, that it's a huge win for them. Obviously, going to seven, another game seven for a grand finals, which is awesome. So I can't wait to watch this series back when I get a chance. I think I'm going to be doing. I'm flying tomorrow to Seattle, so I'm going to be downloading these, and these will be my entertainment. Is watching back these series, and do a little bit more deep dive studying, seeing what happened, what went wrong. Was I right that I think I did have a little bit of a prediction that KV1 may take his foot off the gas because he's already in for ones. The hell he care for? Think he wants to go there and play ones and threes? No. Uh, but it showed. I don't want to say showed true because obviously big respect to KV1 and him as a player and competitor. But yeah, Big Oats gets the win. So congratulations to them on finding their way back to land.
Yeah, I was like that kind of helps answer my question. I was going to ask, is like, if KV1 didn't make it for ones, does BS Plus competition even have competition to win this LCQ spot?
No, I think he's a little bit more locked in. I think he's leaned forward. I think he was leaned back in the chair. I think he was trying, just lean back in the chair, trying, just like, yeah, I'm gonna kick their ass. But obviously we know Big Oats, they're big up in the chair.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic series. Absolutely, absolute nail biter. And like Chloe said, just pure passion from both teams. Both of them very much want to be there, and I would imagine the biggest reason is, Team Secret's still kind of lurking out there. They don't really got a squad right now, so I could see Org sliding their way in for that Sam LCQ to help rep. To help out in that regard. So that this is a good chance for one of those two teams to get like an org. I don't. Does BS Plus competition count as like a true org? I don't really know. I think they do. So I mean, for Big O's, this is your way to get yourself an org now. Like, you have a very good opportunity there. So absolute props to them. Mind you, this was a rematch. These two teams faced in the upper bracket quarterfinals. The result of that matchup was a 4-0 sweep by BS Plus competition. So to go from that series where they had your number and then come out and beat them in 7, I mean, hats off. That is fantastic. It's a fantastic way to bring things around.
Not to detour it, but they scored 2 goals in one game in that sweep. They got shut out in the other 3 games.
Oh my. Yeah, I see that now. 1-0, 5-2, 4-0, 1-0. Ooh, I mean,
it took them 6 minutes to score a goal in game 1, and then they said, you know what, we'll just take the rest of them.
That's incredible. Absolute big shout out to Big Otis. I want to say, props to Plot Twist. You go and you beat Fofu Chose, which I don't think many teams were kind of expecting you to go out and perform as you did there. You put up a good fight against BS Plus competition. Always got to shout out the other North American player in Sosa there. Still trying to do what he can to kick it in the pro scene. So glad to see that.
I've love to see the guy love Sosa.
Would love to see him come back to NA. I think he could easily still slot in on a roster at NA come next season. So excited to see him hopefully back around North America. But yeah, I mean, Big Otis coming out and showing why they big, showing why they the dogs now. They the Sam LCQ, and they get the pleasure of playing. Oh God,
we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Tough, almost as tough as NA, but moving across the world over to MENA. Our top 6 matchup: DOS takes down Clean in game 7, and NMT takes down Sayrene in game 7 to move into our top 4, in which DOS is able to take down Stallions in 6, and R8 is able to take down NMT in 6 as well. And moving into our grand finals, R8 is able to sweep DOS 4-0, and they Tough tournament for DOS playing R8. They're 8-2 on the day, and it was a 4-2 series in the upper quarters, and in the grand finals, R8 said, you know what, this is our spot, and they took it. So congratulations to R8. We will see them back on LAN. I'd be very interested to see
They improve.
if yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
If they actually show up this time.
Yeah, or if they're power ranked appropriately, I'll say.
Yeah,
I think
there's a wave punk that put on top 10.
This time. I think they will be power ranked appropriately this time.
We live and we learn. I mean, maybe people are gonna say, hey, they got the experience now. They're coming out firing. Let them cook.
Just don't let CJ rank them low. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen.
The jinxer of all jinxes.
Yes.
Zen at 25. Never forget.
Never forget.
Yeah. Uve also said 4 of the 6 players in the grand finals this year were the same as the ones from the LCQ grand finals last year. So
this will surprise me. I think
consistent.
Like in MENA especially, like the top like 4 or 5 teams are all going to probably be the same players that are just getting swapped around a lot, similar to kind of like Oceania. But I mean, we all got to talk about Stallions. I mean, going out in semis in 6, like this was your moment. Like we had seen momentum from this Stallions roster, and I mean, I guess this is where you could bring up the argument. Maybe they needed to lose that upper bracket matchup, so they just have the momentum of playing throughout the day. But that's not a valid excuse to go out there and lose to Dose, which, to be fair, I will give a shout out to our resident producer who did say that the team that would win between Dose and Clean is going to be a team to look out for. And he was right. He was absolutely right.
yeah. And I mean, also, and I'd be interested to know, and I don't know if we necessarily have the answer right now, but Stallions and Dose, is that, did Stallions play bad? Did Dose have a great day? Or is that just the depth of MENA? Right? Is that just another team, establishing themselves and saying, look, like we're here, we're awesome at this game, take notice. Maybe MENA needs to be a 3-team region, right? Is that the way that we're going? I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see if the LAN format gets expanded to include more teams. It's certainly, and we'll have to wait and see what R8 can do this time around, right? But certainly there's potentially an argument to be made that they can be competitive.
Yeah,
I don't know about win, but competitive.
There'll be some doubt for sure. Some doubt for sure on this R8 roster of, are they actually good, or is it going to be the same thing?
And I'm going to try and be as nice as possible. Who do you have more faith in to do better, R8 or Wildcard?
Based off matchups, who gets who? That's a big factor. So we know who Foot gets first round.
R8 gets TSM, and Wildcard is not in the LCQ.
Not? They get
the Oceanic 1 seed does not have to do a play-in.
I'm guessing
because they only got one spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
EU5.
There's a chance we don't even get this. There's a small chance we don't even get the CR8.
That is I feel like you have to put faith in Wildcard because, one, they've been there already. Like this
top 6 worlds, by the way. Top 6 worlds, by the way.
Top 6 worlds, by the way. But I mean, this is the RS1 that this is their first time going to Worlds. I mean, this is a lot of pressure, and I do not have faith in this R8 roster to have turned things around that much from Boston to now.
Yeah.
One team has to fight their way at LCQ. One team's already out. So I feel like R8's got a little bit of an uphill battle in that regard.
Fair enough.
But I will say, Stallions, what the hell, dude? What the absolute hell? I pick you guys out of the kindness of my heart. I put my faith in you, and you guys get swept. You guys win the first 2 games. You score 6 goals in those 2 games, and then you score 4 total and get swept out. What are we doing? We're getting smoked out like that. Unreal. This is what I get for being bold. Too many bold predictions, and quite literally none of them came to fruition. Pretty cool.
What a time to be alive.
Oh my god.
I'm
But
excited for this NA one. I'm excited for this one.
we're moving over to North America. We saved the one that we'll probably talk about the most for last, and
Pandas deserve
And
to
that
be
is-
extinct after that performance.
so
No, no hate
moving
to
through
actual
our
pandas.
performances, in our top 6, we have Dignitas taking down Fortnite Flick in Game 7. We have XJM losing to
Great, by the way.
M80 in 5.
Great vote.
Then we have Gen G taking down Dignitas in 7, and we have M80 losing to Foot in 5. And in the grand finals, we have Foot taking down Gen G in 5. So this is another region. Everybody besides Quilly picked Foot. Quilly picked M80, who did look good until they ran into Foot. And I think, based on how everybody else played, had M80 been on the other side of the bracket, they would have made a grand finals.
No one looked good against Foot, if it helps at all.
Rodnitas was on full display,
Dude.
and somebody had to win that series because they all looked bad.
Rignitas, Scamditas, Gate-Nitas.
The scenes if Appjack loses that series, like, you go and have the performance you do on GK, come to NA, and if you lost a Fortnite Flick,
Hold on. Before we have to talk about the goal.
Oh yes,
Or
the
not
disconnect. The typical level of VAR issue. Which, to be fair, a completely unbiased opinion was the correct decision. Completely unbiased decision.
On paper.
Absolutely the correct
On
decision.
paper.
On paper. No issues at all. But for the storylines, rigged. It's all rigged.
There's just so many things that could be in play, because obviously Flitz had the air dribble, possible bump at 5-up sitting there. 5-up, whether he gets the bump on 5-up, whether they do make the contact and 5-up bumps him back into the ball and knocks it out of the way. We really don't know what happened because it didn't happen. So it's really just a judgment call at that point. So, but then again, at the same point, even if all that happens, that's still a goal-scoring opportunity for them. So for a tech pause to just take it away, it kind of just sucks the fun out of the entire situation. And by God, did I think we were getting This Is Rocket League. That 0 seconds, that ball was up in the air for so long. There were so many opportunities. I really thought that This Is Rocket League was coming, or 2.0 was coming.
If that goal is allowed, that Fortnite Flick win that series. They win that Game 7. I have 100% faith that they go into OT with momentum and absolutely win that series. They were playing, I wouldn't say they were playing lights out, but they were playing as good as they needed to almost beat Dignitas.
So the next question then, is Appjack on Fraud Watch?
He's been.
Did he ever leave?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, he won a major.
When?
What
How long
major?
ago? How long ago was that?
With
I
Gen
had him on
G
front.
in
I
NA.
had him on Fraud Watch
how
last
long
year.
ago was that? How long ago was that?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Let's just go find the year real quick. We'll just scroll down here. That was 2022, good sir. It's been 4 years.
Okay. Is Rise on Fraud Watch?
He used a harder.
Is Appjack the only player to be on Fraud Watch in two regions?
Yes. It would have been First Killer if he switched the EU. We're bringing it back. Everything circles back to First Killer. It always goes back to First Killer.
And I didn't even have to do it. What a day to be alive.
The only reason Rise is not on Fraud Watch is you look at his results. He's got a lot more second places than that boy at Jack.
He's also one of the most highest LAN games of any player in RLCS history.
Appjack isn't he tied for most goals? Isn't it? Or it's overtime goals. Him and Vitir are overtime goals.
Overtime
Vitir
goals,
passed him, but
Yes. Yeah.
And I would say Jorius carried him to that one, which is a crazy sentence to say on a Saturday at a LAN. I'm sorry, Jorius.
Bring back Swiss stage Jorius. I need it. I need it.
My God, the Great White Shark. That was incredible. That was the goal of the tournament. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Oh God.
The
Let's
flip
just say
reset, ground dribble, around 112
yeah.
people, even though there's only 3 people on the floor. Man, in Raleigh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Raleigh.
I will say shout out to Fortnite Flick though. Shout out to the suits. They all three of them
Oh.
were. I can't say all three of them.
You're
2 of them were
entertainment.
suits. One of them was wearing a blazer. But
Gyro threw. That's why they didn't win, because Gyro didn't wear a shirt and tie.
Didn't have the tie. What we're doing?
I will say there's no way it's comfortable to play in a suit and tie for that entire experience, especially with how tense that series was. But they did not falter over that. They performed, and they gave us cinema up until the hammer came down on them. The ruling gave us what we didn't give us what we deserved, which was OT.
Yeah.
I had a lot of channel points on Fortnite Flick 2, and I would have won a lot.
Oh my!
It was like a 94% to 6%. I would have had a hell of a payout.
Yeah, similar with M80, a great performance. Panda played as well as he could have, and it was fine until they ran into Foot, and then it wasn't fine.
Very much not fine. I mean, good lord. But
we'll talk about Foot once we get to the grand finals, because we got to talk about Rignitas showing up again and dropping in 7 to Gen.G, who, and I don't know if this is just me. I mean, they won Game 6 3-0. They did not look good. Why was every second play Frosty trying to solo all 3 people? Where's the passing?
That's their entire offense. If you watch the grand finals, they have 3 people. They had 3 people soloing. That's their entire offense. It's your turn to solo. All right, it's your turn to 1v3. All right, it's your turn to 1v3. It's your turn to 1v3. Who'd have thought not working together as a team isn't a good strat? Who'd have seen that one coming?
I mean, genuinely, just probably you would have said Dignitas versus Fortnite Flick was probably the ugliest series of the day. This was a very close second. And
it's a game 7.
Okay,
and it's game 7.
So I'm Gen.G scored 10 goals, but scored 14. How many of those goals for Gen.G had assists?
Oh, are you talking about Grands?
In the grand finals.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still talking about Gen.G Dig. Yeah.
I should talk about that one. I'll do that one instead.
It was like
2 is my guess.
I feel like we gotta talk about Gen.G Dig, because before that series, I'm thinking, okay, Gen.G, like, if you win easy here, right? Go in. Like, this is a Dig roster that just went to 7 with Fortnite Flick. Go in, get a little 4-1, 4-2 at worst, get some momentum, go have a good shootout with Foot. You go to 7 with the team that went to 7 with Fortnite Flick and only won because of VAR.
What? Gen.G had 35 saves against Rignitas. And this stat doesn't feel right, but 9 of their 13 goals were assisted. That feels wrong. According to ball chasing.
I believe you, but I'm remembering watching that series. Like, did not feel like there was that many assists.
I mean, even CJ was on the broadcast, oh, here we go again. Another Frosty solo play.
Oh yeah, I mean, they were like, the casters were getting upset by it. Like, they were genuinely like, "What is happening? What are we watching ones? Or are we watching threes?"
Like, this is the epitome of hero ball in its purest form.
It looked like I saw 6 first killers out there, all down in game 7.
So how far do you think a team of First Killer, Eugen, and Frosty make it? Hero ball final boss.
They don't make it past the registration page.
They're all fighting over who gets to sign the team up.
Dad Killer vetoes it.
Dad Killer, not the Dad Killer. I will say, at least First Killer's gotten past that point in his career. That was a time. That was like LeVar Ball level of just what is happening. But I mean, yeah, Gen.G Dig, easily second grossest series of the day, and no surprise, the result of the Foot series. Foot taking it handily. KQ, if you want to go into your conversation now that you were going to start there, feel free.
I was gonna move us along, talk about our predictions or our shitty predictions there.
Okay.
I want to circle back to M80. I apologize to pandas out there for my panda comment. I don't want PETA to come kill me in my sleep. Pandas are awesome. Panda, the Rocket League player, though. Holy shit! That dude just cut off his own teammates at every chance on opportunity on offense and just hand it back to the other team. Holy shit, was that frustrating to watch?
Was he the best third? No, but did he do as well as he probably could have? Probably.
No. I was sick of it. I could have been
Panda or exotic? Panda or exotic? Panda or exotic?
With how Panda played, I would take exotic would make that team. They would win the LCQ with exotic. Are you kidding me?
Whoa. Hold on. I don't know what I'm hearing.
Panda would cut off his own teammates and just
who is this guy?
to them.
Who is this guy? This is not Quilly.
We're talking about LCQs here. There's LCQ competition is not stiff. All right, as we're seeing here.
He's glazing exotic.
No, Glaze is crazy. We're jumping the shark now. We were here, and now we're here. Glaze. We're comparing Panda to a world's MVP. There's no way that's Glaze.
You also just called him a world's MVP too.
I mean, he still has the title, you know. Did he deserve it? Technically for that lane, yes, because he actually decided to show up for once and not be sub 2000 exotic.
Oh my god.
Down with exotic still. I'll still die on that hill. But I mean, we're comparing it to Panda here, who was playing like an absolute menace to his own team. Yeah, Foot dominates. Foot just, they didn't even need cheese in his Grape defense. He was actually rotating back and it was working. Who would have thought? Rotations are key. Who would have thought? Who's seen that one coming? Not me. Not me.
Not the Grape cheese, because yeah. except maybe a little bit because they won. But here we are. So I'm gonna make a Grape counter. We need to have a Grape counter that's actually.
No, we need a first killer counter. That thing would be so high.
Yeah.
Can we get that? Like with the Nightbot, we get an exclamation point first killer for every time you mention him.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could absolutely set that up really easily.
Just get a counter
we'll
going.
We'll probably have to do that for the next episode, and I'll be interested to see if any of that stuff gets brought across to our other endeavors, which will be announced soon. But we know you saw that contract GIF tweet from all of us, but anyway, predictions time. We did not do so great. The OCE tiebreaker, Red and I both went with Power. Quilly went with Wild Card to break the caster curse and ended up winning on that one. For EU, Red and I went KDOP Corp. Quilly went Magnolia. We all missed that one. For Sam, Quilly, Red, and I all went BS Plus and did not get that. In Mina, we all went R8 and got that. And Red and I for NA went Foot and Quilly went M80. So Quilly went 2 for 4 or 2 for 5, and Red and I went 2 for 5 also. So a tough showing for the boys, but we did bad here so that we could do well at Worlds. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Shout out Wild Card. They saved me.
But moving across, so we now know the play-in brackets. In round 1, we have Virtus Pro and Big Odes, 5 Fears and Mate Itapa, Falcons and Foot, and TSM and R8. So I'm not going to do our predictions for the play-ins because I don't want to steal content from us from the future. However, we are going to do our buying, selling, or staying stock for our 4 teams that won in LCQ. Based on their play-in bracket, based on what you think they can do, are you buying their stock? Are you selling their stock? Or are you holding still? Because no one knows what's going on. So, Cooley, we're going to start with you. We're going to start with R8. Are you picking up what they're putting down? Are you smelling what they're stepping in? Are you buying their stock? You selling it? Or you standing firm?
I think this team we could buy stock on. I think their stock's quite low right now from their first lane appearance, and obviously LCQ isn't going to be the same experience as last time, as the LCQ competition, excluding obviously the angry dragon in that hypothetical meme, and Falcons. Outside of that, I think these are all winnable games. Maybe Foot's a little bit more of a challenge to them. Virtus Pro, I think they could probably take down Virtus Pro if that shakes out
So
somehow that way.
in their corner of the bracket, if they beat TSM, who they play first, they will play the winner of Falcons and Foot.
Yeah.
And
So,
they've beaten Falcons before. Just saying.
yeah, and that'll send them to lower. So I'd say Falcons probably the one going to give them the biggest fight. But yeah, obviously their stock's low from Boston or Paris. I mean, yeah, so I'd say buying them is probably where we're at right now.
You're buying low. Okay. Red? All right.
Yeah, I think I'm also in the same boat of buying here, just purely based off of the route they would have to get to qualifying for Worlds through the play-in. Did the bracket math, if you will. Obviously, they would, if they beat TSM, which I would assume they beat TSM.
They should, which they should beat TSM.
They should. Emphasize they should. We did go 2-5, however. So, what do we know? But they should beat TSM. They'll probably, between either Foot or Falcons, I don't think they'll win. But with that being said, their matchup in the lower bracket would be between the loser of 5 Fierce and Mate Itapa and Virtus Pro versus Bigotes. In my head, I'm thinking VP wins, so it'll be Bigotes, and then 5 Fierce is going to lose, so it'll be Bigotes versus 5 Fierce. So it'll probably be Bigotes. It'd be Bigotes, R8 to qualify for Worlds through play-ins. I think R8 probably takes that. So I'm gonna be on the buy there purely just because they have a really good bracket.
Okay. And then to be a little bit different, I'm going to hold on them. I was pretty high on them coming into Paris, and that did not work out so well for me. Unless we know exactly what their matchups are going to be, I think it's going to be tough. Maybe the nerves will get there. Maybe the fact that they're going to be playing, in yet another new continent to them in a new place. I think they'll have a tough time making it out. Just the way that we have it so far. But moving on to our second team, and that is Big Odes. Quilly, you went first last time. Red, you can go first this time. You buying, selling, or holding?
I am going to be selling, I think, at this point. I don't have Big Odes going far. It's a tough between sell and hold. I could maybe err on the side of holding. I don't think they're going to beat VP, but that they're going to get that matchup with 5 years, and then they'll run into probably R8. But in the unlikely world that R8 beats Foot or Falcons, I know for a fact that they will not be beating either of those teams. So I am at bare minimum holding, most likely leaning towards selling.
Okay. And then I'll leave Quilly for last on this one. I am also selling. I didn't really have much of their stock to begin with, as we all picked BS Plus competition. They did very well to make it, and you can't discount Drafinho, but I still like talking the Virtus Pro roster. I think that they probably win that first round matchup, which maybe sends you into a matchup with 5 Fears or whoever. So you're either running into an R8, a Foot, or a Falcons in my eyes. And I think that is going to be quite tough for them. So I am selling on Big Odes. Quilly?
I think I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna do a little hold action here. Drafinho back on land. If that man, as we've seen, runs on pure hate. So I think that may drive him to land, especially with tension as high as it is. What more do you have than that fire in your belly? That son of a gun brings it. So obviously, don't need to go buy it. Don't need to go investing anymore. I think right where the stock's at, we're chilling. We just hold, because like worst case scenario, they upset some more teams. We get Drafinho flipping off some more people. We get some more emotes into the arsenal. So like, can't really go too far down from here.
Fair enough. Red, you want to start us out with Foot? What are your thoughts on Foot?
I mean, Foot this is an easy buy. I have Foot making it through. They do have a tough matchup in Team Falcons. It's unfortunate. That's how it is because NA has not performed well this season. However, it is still a very experienced Foot roster. I would not be surprised to see them beat Team Falcons. Adam Baggett is a fantastic coach over there, and he is going to have quite a long time to do a whole lot of game planning against the Team Falcons roster that has not looked the most consistent as of late. So there is a world, and realistically, their qualification matchup, in my opinion, is that first round matchup. If you can beat that team, if you beat Team Falcons, you're in. I do not see you losing to R8. Do not see you losing to TSM. Do not see you losing in the lowers if you don't beat them. But it'd be a lot nicer to qualify in the upper bracket than it would the lower. Get that higher seed, get a better matchup going in outside of playoffs. With that being said, I will be buying Foot.
In your opinion, is Falcons
there's a website for that.
Foot. I like Foot.
Is Falcons the best team in the LCQ in your eyes, Red?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do believe. Realistically, Falcons. If it was the normal Falcons, they shouldn't even be here. But it's not normal Falcons. That doesn't necessarily mean they are not the best team in LCQ. I easily think that they are best team. I think a close second is this Foot roster, along with VP. But yeah, no, Team Falcons easily best team in the play-ins, and it just unfortunate luck of the draw. But there is still some question marks for that roster.
Okay, and then Quilly, where are you at on Foot?
Contrarian Quillian in full effect. I'm selling. I will be selling the Foot stock. I believe their stock's at an all-time high. They gave a tough fight to Vitality. They gave a tough fight to K Corp. They gave a tough fight to Ninjas in Pajamas. Who was the third team? What was the other team they faced? I think it was Ninjas.
No, it was
in Paris. You're talking about, or in Boston?
Boston. They didn't make Paris because they sold all their points. They went all in on the LCQ.
Yeah. So they lost to. Stop doing that.
I can't remember.
They lost to K Corp in 5. They beat Wildcard in 4.
That's what it was.
And they lost to Vitality in 5.
Yeah, so they gave tough fights to K Corp and they gave a tough fight to Vitality. So their stock is running high from that. And obviously we know they dominated LCQ. But again, it's LCQ, NALCQ. So, this is the misfits of the region. We literally have rigged series in our LCQ, if you will. So I think, their stock's at an all-time high. And they got Falcons round 1. In my book, that's a guaranteed loss, because I think Falcons usually play very well against NA. So because they smacked down, they hammered down on Shopify Rebellion. And are you taking Foot over Shopify Rebellion? No.
Yes.
We are not. No, we are not. We're not letting the first killer hate we're not letting the first killer hate dictate this. If I can turn the page and and make some kind words about Exotic, we can turn the page about first killer. But I believe they're running the high again. They gave the fights to the EU teams. I think their stock is high again with the LCQ domination, and then Falcons round 1. I think they're setting themselves off for a rough start. So I think selling while they're at their high is the best play.
I mean, I could see where you're coming from there. I'm not selling, but I'm going to hold here. I think that their stock is at an all-time high. I think that they, performed extremely well in the LCQ as we expected. They had a good performance in the group of death in Boston, and I think with the format change, they definitely would have made it out, and I think it would have been interesting to see what they could have done in playoffs had they had the same format as the Paris Major. But for the reason that they're playing Falcons first, for the reason that I don't think any of us have ever been higher on Foot than we are right now, in the roster move that they made, forfeiting all their points. I think that their stock's high right now, so I'm going to hold. And then last but not least, we have Mate Tapa, or Tapa. I will refer to them as, just to make it easier for us here. So Red, you want to go first on Tapa, or you want me to go?
Go for it.
Okay. I think that I'm gonna buy Tapa. This is not a team that anyone expected to come out of EU. This is not really the team that I thought would make it out. But they have I'm going to say an easier side of the bracket, taking NA4. This is a team that did not make the Boston Major. That did not that couldn't punch their own ticket to the Paris Major and to Worlds. They had to wait and see how the other performances went. I like the Virtus Pro roster. I think they're good, but I think of the two sides of the play-in bracket, I think Tapa has an easier run than Foot or R8 does. So that's why I'm going to buy him here, because I think that we could see EU number 6 coming out of the LCQ here. Quilly?
I'll rip honestly, I'm gonna rip a sell, not because their stock's high. I don't want it. I don't want their stock anywhere near me. We got Atomic on Twisted Minds. Didn't have any crazy finishes. I think Twisted Mind was actually quite a disappointing team when they had Rise, Nobu, Atomic. AJG speaks for itself. We know what happened last time he was on land. Keep that away from me. Dorito, Kyle KQ has literally himself described him as a black hole on defense. Don't want that stock.
He has surpassed Grape status.
Yeah, he surpassed it. He's literally an inconceivably large mass of a deficit of a black hole. I don't even know what is a black hole. What is just a vacuum of death and despair.
It's a really big star that collapsed on itself and now is determined to eat the entire world.
Yes, so that's what he just called him on defense. So sell not because the stock's high. I don't even want it near me. I just keep it away from me. 6 feet, social distance that stock away from me.
I would also like to say I'm not calling him a black hole because he's sucking the ball towards him and making the saves. I'm calling him a black hole because all of the defensive ability that he has already been sucked over the Event Horizon and doesn't exist anymore.
Jesus, Murphy, dude, this is pure hate.
Wow. Offensively, he's a fantastic player. He's a great facilitator. Just don't make him third man. Don't make him last back.
Yeah, keep that stock.
Don't make him last back.
Don't want that stock. Keep it away from me. I'm good off that.
Red?
For me, it's a tough spot for me for Mate Tapa. For some context for the road that they'll get, they get the warm up match in 5 years. Gotta love 5 years social media team. Love them. They do great work over there. But you ain't winning anything. Sorry. And then you go into a VP versus Pagodes matchup. It's going to be very close. I can see it going either way depending on the the Mate Tapa roster that shows up that day. Realistically, though, I mean, if you don't, I think it's you're either going through uppers or you're not making it. Because if you don't go through uppers, you're going to face either Foot or Falcons, most likely, and you are not winning either of those matchups. I am going to be on a sell for their stock. I think what they performed in the EU LCQ was fantastic. However, it is very much not a good sign that it's either you make it through uppers or you're not making it. That's not a good sign. I don't think they're going to be able to get the job done if they don't make it through uppers. And with that being said, I'm going to sell.
Well, this is supposed to be Joyo Rise's spots. The fact that they're even here, a blessing in and of itself for them. Just be happy you got here.
Leave it at that.
If this is Joyo, dude. Give me that stock. Hand it over. That's Land Goat Joyo.
But with that, is there anything else that you guys want to touch on about LCQ or RLCS before we go into our movie club and our Quilly question?
All good.
Okay, Quilly, you got our. Did you end up going to see those movies last week?
Technically, yes and no. I had 3 movies. I saw 2 of them, but I did still see 3 movies. I had 2 movies scheduled. I was Evil Dead Rise and The Invite. Got a message at about 2 p.m. Your Evil Dead Rise reservation has been canceled. I was like, word? Guess I'm not seeing that anymore. So I did not see that movie. I instead detoured because I still wanted to see 2 movies. I saw a movie called Motor City. By God, do I wish I did not see Motor City. All right. So imagine an action movie. Hold the movie. It was an action movie with no speaking roles. No one spoke the entire movie. That was actually my review, I think. I said, can I get an action movie? Hold the movie. Literally nothing. Literally no verb. There's like one like someone screaming, "I hate you!" Like through a glass wall. Maybe like some like one off. Like I think there may have been 10 words total, but like none of them are direct lines. It was I don't know how else to describe it. I just wanted to see it because it was Alan Richmond movie. I was like, oh word. I didn't look up anything about it. No idea that it was no dialogue movie. By God, was that so frustrating to watch. It took me so long to figure out too. I was like, at some point, it clocked quite quickly, and I was like, surely someone's going to talk at some point. Never happened. It was a quiet movie the entire time. They just showed you things. They went, yep, these are his 2 friends. Here's a picture of them in the army. That's all you got to go off of. This is going to be his 2 friends that he fights to the death with at the end. And by God, the ending, I don't know if I spoiling it is ideal, but holy crap, the ending was so god awfully bad. It just literally, without spoiling it, I can't even describe it. It was just so bad. I gave it 1 star. If it wasn't for Scream 7, this would be last place for 2026. Scream 7 was just so bad.
Shout out Detroit though.
Shout out Detroit. Words cannot express how horrible of a movie this was. It just made no sense. Please put words in your action. I get it. You're trying to be artsy. You're trying to do something unique. Stay outside the box. Keep it in the box. Then I saw The Invite after. Invite, what a movie. That was a great movie. I didn't watch a trailer or anything for it. I just knew.
Was it that good because did you see them back to back?
Yes.
Was it that good because the first one was so bad, or was it actually just that good?
No, it was just that good. A movie being
Okay.
bad will ruin my mood for the next movie. So it didn't. I will say it could be a possibility of it ruining my mood for the next, but it did not. This movie was awesome. It had everything from comedy to suspense to like, oh my gosh, this is my anxiety is through the roof. I didn't watch a trailer or anything for it. I wanted no knowledge of what was going on. I just knew that there was a couple and then there was another couple, and the other couple was a little bit sketchy, and we didn't know why. That was the only thing I knew about him. But watch that movie. By God, Seth Rogen absolutely killed it. He was just so funny in this role. I felt like he didn't have any actual speaking roles given to him, and they just said, "Hey, just do whatever you want here, man. Just be funny." And by God, did he kill it? He was an absolute gem in this movie. It was awesome. And the other 2 actresses, or actor and actress, it was Edward Norton. He was so funny in it. Everyone was so funny in their own right. And like I said, the anxiety I felt during this movie was like, it was so anxiety filled in the best way possible. Like, oh my God, this is happening. What the hell is going to happen next? Yeah, it was just a fun, great time. I can't recommend it enough. It was awesome. Then lastly, Hades Town. Then it was, like we said, it was a musical, just like a filming of a musical that just put into on a big screen. Obviously, I've mentioned I've been to Hamilton for my girlfriend. This is a movie for her. I was determined to see it because I just want to see anything on a silver screen, and I love my girlfriend. Was it for me? No, but that's purely to my own stupidity. Because I listen to music. I'm just here for the vibes. I don't care about what the words are. I'm not listening to the words. I'm not deciphering the words. My brain's not articulating words as they come along. So you're putting a movie in music form. It's really hard for me to follow along what's going on. I'm just there at a visual learner at that point. So it took a while of me sitting with it to like realize like everything that I saw and like piece it all back together, like in hindsight. So it got better the more I thought about it. But no, the performances were great. The singing was great. The shows were great. The actors were great. The one dude tore his Achilles and still performed. He had a boot on the whole time. They worked it into his costume. It looked awesome. So it was a really fun time. I think I gave Motor City 1.5 stars. I was being generous. The Invite, I gave it 4 stars, and Hades Town, I gave it 3 stars. They were pretty. So yeah, I would say if you have not seen The Invite, go see it. It was awesome. It was very extensive. Quilly Movie Club. But we can move into the question. Where the question is, in vanilla Minecraft, what's your favorite wood to build a house with?
Oh, that's easy. Spruce. Easy. Easy.
That was gonna be my answer.
I was like, spruce is the peak. I also, to be fair, love building in the medieval style. So spruce is like a must-have in the medieval style.
It's just a darker colored wood. It kind of contrasts like a lot of things better, I think.
Dark
you
wood is
could
a close
add
second.
If you can add a colored wood.
Ooh.
Like the cherry, I like the cherry blossom logs are pretty good. Like the cherry colored
pink ones?
planks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are good. I would.
I feel like a nice dark green would go good.
Yeah, dark green wood. I could see a lot of like very like tree focused builds, some like foresty or like some fairy type builds using that green log. I think that could be good. I think honestly, like I'm trying to think of how I can describe this. Not on, yeah, like a darker red. I think would be nice. Like something like not like netherrack
Not
or
a
like
maroon?
nether brick. Not a like. I'm trying to think how I can describe it. I'm not great at colors, but no, like around there. I think would be good. I'm trying to
course,
like
Red
playing
wants a
mod packs,
redwood.
Duh. But I mean, I'm just thinking like the mod packs that have like the 30 million colors of planks on there. So I'm like, what's something good that'd be good?
Yeah. I think mine's also spruce. I think it's spruce across the board. It's just such an awesome wood. But I will say, I forgot to mention one thing. Circling back to Movie Club, movie of the week this week. Everyone know it? Come on, the hype movie of the
The
year,
Odyssey
Spider-Man
still?
Brand. What? No, it's Spider-Man Brand New Day. What? You think I'm gonna?
Oh yeah.
Think I'm sitting through another 3-hour Odyssey appearance? I had to pee so bad during that movie. That sucked. I need to watch that on my own time when I can go to the bathroom and pause it as I please. And Spider-Man Brand New Day this week. So if you're not seeing it, don't talk to me. You're not a real human being. All right, sorry. Back to Minecraft.
But no, I think that it's got to be spruce wood across the board. I think that's a good one.
Spruce, but I do like a nice oak. Birch is fun in some instances. I feel like you can't really go wrong with any of the woods. Even jungle wood's fire. It's like a nice orange.
I feel like I think the one with that jungle planks you don't really. I feel like you still don't use that much. Like it's an orange, but like there's not many builds that use an orange like that.
You gotta have a vision.
True. That's other with like the birch logs. You don't use birch logs like ever unless it's like you see those like super modern builds. You see birch logs in those.
Yeah,
but
it's just like the black spots in it really just throws off the design completely.
Yeah. See, I think with
the
jungle logs, the ridges on jungle logs just kind of don't really add good aesthetic there.
Fair enough. Well, we are approaching an hour and a half quickly and in terms of recording time here, so I think this is as good a place as any to wrap up for today. We'd like to thank everyone so much for listening. Huge shout out to Alyssa B and all of our other Patreon supporters. For those of you watching live on Twitch or listening later, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, share a friend, tell others about the show, help us level up. Want to join our community but don't know how? Jump into our Discord, follow us on social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok. If you want to rep the show, grab some gear from our merch store, boostoverball.com. Stay tuned. Our website will be changing soon. We're getting a facelift there. But until then, thank you all for listening. And as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, boostoverball.com.